Have you ever had someone's words echo in your mind for hours? Maybe it was a careless comment at work, maybe it was a friend's sarcastic joke that stung, or maybe it was someone close to you saying something that shook you to your core. In that moment, your heart races, your mind floods with thoughts. Why did they say that? Do they think less of me? Am I not good enough? And before you know it, their words are controlling your mood, your energy, and sometimes even your entire day. But let me tell you something important. The real problem is not what they said. The real problem is that we gave them the power to decide how we feel. And here's the truth that will change your life if you let it sink in. What people say about you is often more about them than it is about you. Their mood, their insecurities, their perspective. That's what colors their words. Imagine this. Someone offers you a gift, but you don't take it. Who does it belong to? The giver. The same applies to insults, judgments, and criticism. If you don't accept it, it doesn't belong to you. It stays with them. But if you take it personally, you've invited it into your home, given it a seat at your table, and even offered it tea. When we take things personally, we hand over the remote control of our emotions to someone else. And if you wouldn't let someone else control your bank account, why let them control your peace of mind? Here's the shift. Instead of asking, why did they say that to me? Ask, what can I learn from this? Or, how can I stay calm through this? Because when you master not taking things personally, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, no one else can shake you. So today, I want you to remember this. You are not what they say, you are what you choose to be. If someone throws dirt on you, you can either rub it in and feel dirty, or you can shake it off and keep walking toward your purpose. And in the next few minutes, I will share with you how to hold your ground, protect your inner peace, and stay calm no matter what storms may come. Because life is too short to let someone else's bad day ruin your good one. When we live our lives anchored to the opinions of others, we are like a boat tied to every passing tide. One moment we feel elated when someone praises us, and the next, we feel crushed when someone criticizes us. But the truth is, your value was never meant to be measured by the shifting thoughts of people. Imagine a diamond. Whether it is in the hands of a jeweler who recognizes its worth, or in the hands of a child who thinks it's just a shiny stone, its value remains the same. It does not shrink because someone fails to see it, and it does not grow because someone admires it. Its worth is inherent. You too are like that diamond. You were created with purpose, meaning, and a uniqueness that no human opinion can add to or subtract from. Many times, people's opinions are not even about you. They are reflections of their own experiences, their insecurities, their fears, and their limited understanding. When someone belittles you, it's often because they are wrestling with feelings of inadequacy themselves. When someone tries to diminish your light, it's usually because your light reveals the shadows they have not dealt with in their own lives. If you attach your value to their words, you will be dragged up and down by their emotional roller coaster, which is exhausting and unnecessary. You were not designed to be a mirror reflecting their view of you. You were designed to be a lighthouse, standing firm regardless of who chooses to acknowledge the light. Think about it. If your worth is determined by people's approval, then it can be taken away the moment their opinion changes. And opinions change all the time. Someone can applaud you today and criticize you tomorrow for the very same thing. One day you might be celebrated for being bold, and the next day someone else may call you arrogant for the same trait. One group may praise your kindness, while another might say you are nanva. The inconsistency of human opinion is exactly why it is a dangerous foundation for your self-worth. You need a foundation that does not move, a truth that holds steady no matter the weather. That truth is that you are valuable because of who you are, not because of what people think you are. Sometimes we give too much weight to the voices around us and too little to the voice within us. When you spend your life chasing approval, you lose yourself in the process. You start bending your values to fit someone else's expectations, silencing your dreams to avoid criticism, and wearing masks to please different audiences. The more you do that, the further you drift from the person you were created to be. But when you know your value, you no longer feel the desperate need to prove yourself to anyone. You begin to live authentically, unapologetically, and with peace in your heart because you understand that your worth is not a debate to be won. It's a reality to be lived. There is also a deeper truth here. Even the most confident, respected, and admired people in the world have critics. The greatest leaders, the kindest hearts, the most talented artists, all have been misunderstood, judged, and even rejected. If their value depended on universal approval, they would have given up before making any real impact. Instead, they grounded themselves in their purpose and allowed their own sense of worth to be their compass, not the fluctuating noise of the crowd. You must do the same. When criticism comes, sift it. If it contains truth that can help you grow, keep it. If it is only meant to tear you down, let it fall to the ground. Your value is not earned, it is recognized. And it must first be recognized by you. You can be the most talented, kind, and capable person, but if you do not see your own worth, the world's recognition will never be enough. You will always feel the need for one more compliment, one more approval, one more reassurance. But when you truly embrace your value, the absence of praise will not make you feel empty, and the presence of criticism will not make you feel small. It is not arrogance to know your worth, it is wisdom. A tree does not apologize for bearing fruit because someone doesn't like apples. A river does not stop flowing because someone prefers the ocean. You do not have to diminish yourself to make others comfortable. You do not have to mold yourself into their ideal version of you. Stand firm in who you are and remember that no human being has the authority to define your value. That power belongs to you and to the truth you choose to believe about yourself. And when you live from that truth, you carry a peace that no insult can disturb, a confidence that no rejection can shake, and a joy that no opinion can take away. There is a kind of strength that cannot be measured by how loudly you speak, how quickly you argue, or how sharply you respond. It is not the strength that flexes its muscles in public or seeks to win every debate. It is the quiet, unshakable strength that chooses peace over reaction. When something or someone triggers us, our natural instinct is to fight back, to defend ourselves, to prove we are right. But in that very moment, the power we think we are showing is actually slipping out of our hands. Reaction gives control to the other person. It lets their words or actions dictate our state of mind. Choosing peace, on the other hand, it means we keep that control. It means we are guided not by impulse, but by wisdom. You have probably experienced situations where reacting immediately only made things worse. Maybe it was a heated conversation where your words came out sharper than intended, leaving wounds that took far longer to heal than the original issue. Or maybe you've sent a text in anger, only to regret it minutes later when your emotions cooled. This is the trap of reaction. It feels powerful in the moment, but often leaves us with a mess to clean up later. Peace, however, is different. It requires us to pause, breathe, and see the bigger picture. It's not about suppressing our feelings, but about directing them in a way that serves us and not destroys us. Choosing peace does not mean you are weak, passive, or incapable of standing up for yourself. It means you are strong enough to master your own emotions. Anyone can lash out. Anyone can be provoked into anger. But not everyone can remain calm when provoked. That is why peace is rare, and anything rare is valuable. A storm can destroy in minutes, but it takes patience and skill to build something that lasts. Peace is that builder. Reaction is the storm. Imagine standing in front of someone who is trying to provoke you. Their words are sharp, their tone is condescending, and everything in you wants to retaliate. If you respond in the same energy, the fire only grows. But if you respond with calmness or choose not to engage at all, you remove the fuel. The fire dies because it has nothing to burn. This is not avoidance, it's strategy. You are not running from conflict, you are managing it in a way that doesn't consume you. When you choose peace, you also protect your mental and emotional energy. Anger and frustration are exhausting emotions. They drain your clarity, focus, and joy. By reacting less, you conserve that energy for the things that actually matter: your goals, your relationships, your growth. Think of it this way: if you had a limited amount of money for the month, you wouldn't spend it recklessly on things that have no value. Why then spend your emotional energy on arguments or insults that have no lasting meaning? Real strength lies in self-control. And self-control is built in the small moments: when you choose not to respond immediately, when you take a deep breath before speaking, when you let an unkind comment pass without absorbing it. It's in the moments when you realize that your peace of mind is worth far more than being right in someone else's eyes. Sometimes winning the argument means losing your calm, and that is not a victory worth having. The truth is, no one ever regrets staying calm. You will never look back on a situation and say, "I wish I had lost my temper more." But many people carry regrets about words spoken in anger or decisions made in a moment of emotional heat. Peace keeps you from creating those regrets. It allows you to act from clarity rather than confusion, from understanding rather than assumption. Choosing peace is not always easy. It takes practice. It means training your mind to pause before it reacts, to ask, "Is this worth my energy? Will this matter a week from now? A year from now?" Most of the time, the answer is no. When you begin to think this way, you stop giving temporary situations permanent power over your heart. You begin to notice that most provocations lose their grip on you once you refuse to react to them. In the end, choosing peace over reaction is not just about avoiding conflict. It's about becoming the kind of person whose inner state cannot be shaken by outside forces. It's about carrying a calmness that others notice, a quiet strength that speaks louder than any argument, and a dignity that remains intact no matter how others behave. And when you live this way, you find that the world can still be chaotic, people can still be unpredictable, but inside you are unmovable. That is real strength. When someone offends us, our instinctive reaction is often to feel hurt, defensive, or even angry. We replay the moment in our minds, analyzing every word, wondering why they said it, and imagining how we could have responded differently. But offense, when looked at from a higher perspective, can actually become a powerful tool for personal growth. The problem is that we often stop at the pain and never move toward the possibility. If we can learn to shift our perspective, every offense can be transformed into an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to strengthen our character. The first step in this shift is understanding that offense is not just about what was said or done, it's about how we interpret it. Two people can hear the exact same comment, and one will shrug it off while the other carries it for days. The difference is perspective. If we see an offense as a personal attack on our worth, it will wound us deeply. But if we see it as a moment that reveals something about ourselves, about the other person, or about the situation, it becomes a lesson instead of a burden. Imagine someone criticizes your work. The natural reaction might be to feel unappreciated or insulted. But if you step back and ask, is there any truth in what they're saying that I can use to improve? You turn that moment into a chance to grow. Even if their delivery was harsh, there may be a seed of insight hidden in their words. And if their criticism was completely unfounded, then the opportunity might be to practice resilience, patience, and emotional control. Either way, you gain something valuable instead of losing your peace. Shifting perspective also requires us to see the person behind the offense. People rarely act out of pure malice. Most of the time, their words and actions are shaped by their own experiences, struggles, and unresolved pain. When someone lashes out, it might be because they are under stress, feeling insecure, or projecting their own frustrations. This doesn't excuse harmful behavior, but it helps us to depersonalize it. Instead of thinking, they are attacking me, we can think, they are struggling with something, and it's spilling over into how they treat others. This small mental shift can prevent us from absorbing their negativity into our own hearts. Another way to turn offense into opportunity is to let it highlight areas where we still need to grow. If a certain kind of comment consistently gets under our skin, that's a clue that there's an unresolved insecurity or sensitivity within us. For example, if being called lazy instantly triggers anger, perhaps deep down you fear not being productive enough. That awareness gives you the chance to address the root issue rather than simply reacting to the symptom. In this way, offense becomes a mirror, reflecting parts of ourselves we might not have otherwise noticed. Sometimes, offense can also be a signal that boundaries need to be set. If someone repeatedly crosses the line, the opportunity may be to learn how to communicate your limits with clarity and confidence. Standing up for yourself respectfully can be a powerful growth experience, and without that initial offense, you might never have been pushed to develop that skill. The most freeing perspective shift of all is realizing that you have a choice in how much power you give to any offense. Words and actions only have the meaning we assign to them. If you decide not to carry the weight of someone's negativity, it loses its hold over you. This doesn't mean you ignore disrespect or pretend nothing happened. It means you consciously choose to respond from a place of strength instead of woundedness. When we start seeing offenses as opportunities, our emotional world changes. Instead of feeling like life is constantly attacking us, we begin to feel like life is constantly teaching us. Every sharp word becomes a chance to deepen our patience. Every misunderstanding becomes a chance to practice clear communication. Every unfair judgment becomes a chance to stand firm in our identity. The same situations that used to drain us now become fuel for becoming wiser, stronger, and more grounded. In the end, life will always present situations where offense is possible. People will misunderstand you, criticize you, and sometimes even try to provoke you. But if you can train your mind to look beyond the surface, you will discover that these moments are not roadblocks, they are stepping stones. They are invitations to rise above, to strengthen your emotional muscles, and to grow into a person whose peace is unshakable. And when you reach that place, You will realize that offense never really had the power to hurt you. It only had the power to shape you into someone better.